Here's Kirby Smart. We were talking about this earlier in the week with the 9-game conference schedule. If Kirby Smart had a preference for the 3 permanent opponents he would like UGA to play.
As far as the preference of the 3 games, I don't really have a preference on that. I do think traditional rivalries are important. I enjoy those, having been a traditionalist and grew up in the state of Georgia, but I don't know one way or the other. You got to win the games you play, man.
I would, and he's a dog. He played for the program, so he's got to be careful what he says, who he doesn't want. He's got to be careful about it. But I would want to know if you could push a button, who would it want to be? They had Florida, Auburn, and Kentucky. I say remove Kentucky. Who's the 3rd team? Would it be Tennessee?
It's an option.
Would it be
South Carolina?
I'm for, and I was talking with Road Dogg about this. Why not make it Alabama?
No, you don't want to do that.
Why can't you have a heavyweight fight every year, a marquee game between Bama and Georgia?
You're really setting yourself up that way.
Why? You can lose 3 games, so one team will win, one team will lose. The winner gets a big shot in the arm and some protection down the road from a loss, and the fans get the marquee game that doesn't have to be the SEC championship game.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
So keep playing these Sisters of the Poor.
They're not Sisters of the Poor. They're SEC
Bowling
football.
Green and Austin Peay are going to give up 100 points.
Are you talking about? You're talking about the 3 teams you're supposed to play.
I'm talking about adding the 9th team removes one of these Sisters of the Poor.
I got it. The conversation is about Alabama
So maximizing what fans pay for is my point.
You back to the paying money again.
You want to pay money to see Kentucky?
Yes.
Or do you want to see money to...
You'd rather see Kentucky than Austin Peay or Charlotte. You're not going to put Alabama, Florida, and Auburn.
My God.
It's not going to happen.
Nope.
Now, Tennessee or South Carolina, fine.
I'd be cool with South Carolina.
Okay.
You're going to play Alabama most times in the SEC title game anyway.
Right.
So
you don't want that. You don't want that smoke every single year.
Why not?
Because you're 1-9 against them in the last 10 games.
You are going to play
What do you think as a fan? Do you want to see Alabama every? Do you want to have to go against Bama every year?
I want Vanderbilt, Kentucky, and Mississippi State as our 3
see what I'm talking about?
Opponents.
He just wants the dub.
Listen, 404-231-1680. Dog fans out there, who would you want as that third
team?
Third solid team every single year. And I can't imagine people are going to call in and say Alabama.
Well, you're getting Texas back-to-back.
That's just
how this schedule. We're getting Alabama back to back too, but that's just how this 2-year schedule worked out.
Don't want that.
My point is that not a great thing that you get them on the road, get them at home, and then you can do it again? Everybody just wants to stay away from the big teams to the end.
You're going to get that every 4 years.
Oh,
you're going to get Texas within that 4-year home and home. You're going to get Alabama home and home every 4 years.
Why every 4? They keep jacking up the ticket prices every 2. Why not give people one major league heavyweight
ticket price still go up every year?
Yeah. So why don't you
point there?
Why don't you pay to see Alabama or Texas as opposed to Kentucky? 404-231-1680.
So they have Alabama. I wanted to see who their permanent 3 were.
Yeah.
They're not getting rid of Auburn, number 1. They're not getting rid of LSU.
No.
And they're not getting rid of Tennessee. That's the 3rd Saturday in October. So Alabama's out. You're not getting Alabama.
All right, Texas.
Okay,
They're new to the SEC.
So Texas is definitely going to have Texas A&M. They're going to have Oklahoma, and then they threw in Arkansas, former Southwest Conference.
Do we care about Oklahoma and the SEC, Texas and Oklahoma
Texas
now?
does. That's the Red River Shootout.
Man, this is an opportunity to create some new rivalries.
Rid of that game.
And some new stuff with some new coaches.
Yeah,
and
you'll have 6 of them back-to-back, and then the next year you have the other 6 back-to-back.
I am for preserving the historic rivalries because you got to have Florida. And you got to have Auburn for the dog.
Well, then you don't have Alabama.
Right.
You'd have Tennessee.
So my point is you also have the room because you're moving things around where they all don't have to be traditional. Why not use this with Sarkisian and Kirby and new coaches and a new era of football and college playoff to create one new rivalry?
You're going to see them. You will see them eventually. You don't need
every 4 years.
It's going to be tough to get Tennessee because the projection has them getting Alabama guaranteed.
Right.
Yep.
Florida, that is a monster. And then Kentucky, who's right next door.
Yeah, it's either South Carolina or Kentucky.
South Carolina, you can.
What's Kentucky's list look like? Tennessee,
Kentucky,
Georgia.
Hold on, I gotta
Well,
scroll
and
back
you know
up here.
what? You don't want to hear, but the SEC doesn't want the Kentuckys and the Mississippi. They don't want those teams that nobody is talking about all playing each other, and then all of a sudden those games become irrelevant.
So they have
plus there's a math factor.
Right. They are irrelevant.
There's a math factor. Everybody has to have 3 teams. Not everybody can play Alabama. Not everybody can play Texas.
You're right. So make the numbers work. 404-231-1680.
So,
Kenneth.
I was going to say for this one, for Kentucky, they have Florida, South Carolina, and Tennessee. Oh. They don't have Georgia with Kentucky. This was just a different projection.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to be close to the ones we've seen, the mock projections. Kenneth, you're up first. Thank you for calling us here in the locker room.
Brandon, come on, brother. I love you, man. But we not playing Alabama every year, man.
Mm-mm.
We can't do that. I would rather play Texas before playing Alabama every year.
I
like playing Alabama with chips on the line, SEC championship, national championship, yes.
There you go.
But playing them every single year, nah.
We can't do that.
Give me South Carolina, give me Tennessee, give me Florida. I'm fine with that. But not Bama every year, bro.
I think what people are failing to realize is that college football has turned into pro football. We don't want to admit it. You're thinking that the 1 loss is all over. The 2 losses, it's not. You get to lose 3 times. You get to go to a playoff, and they're probably going to expand it anyway down the line.
Right.
It has become a pro model, and it's hard for people to accept it.
Tell Mizzou fans that.
Yeah, 3 losses isn't it yet, because guess what? Ole Miss didn't make it with 3 losses. South Carolina didn't make it with 3 losses. Miami didn't make it with 2 losses. Alabama didn't make it with 2 losses. That's the line of demarcation. You ain't guaranteed with 3 losses.
So, Smitty, you're up next. Thank you for calling us here in the locker room.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen and young lady. Brandon, I'm on your side, man. To beat a man, Ric Flair, you got to beat the man. Play Alabama every year, cuz. And then we get to solve it over in that SEC championship game if both teams are warranted again. I'm with you, Brandon. Play Alabama every year, dude.
How much bigger would it be at the end of the year? One team is going to lose, then you get the rematch in the SEC championship game. What are y'all talking about? Everybody sounds scared around here.
Nobody's scared.
Let's just keep stacking 3 wins and play a bunch of Kentuckys and Arkansas and then get to the end. You don't have to think like that. Kirby Whitney beats everybody.
Yeah, see, I'm not thinking like that. I'm just thinking logically.
What's the matter with us around here?
Ain't nobody scared.
Well, you get to play in the ACC, so it's not like you can compare what's going on here in the SEC.
You're just the one
play anybody.
Wait. Big Tough Road Dog just said I want to play Vandy, Mississippi State, and Kentucky.
So that's a joke. No, look, here's mine. What I would want to do is I want to keep Florida, obviously. Okay. I want to keep Auburn. And then I'm good with Tennessee, South Carolina.
Kentucky,
only because I like going to Lexington every other year to drink bourbon and watch racetrack. Fair enough. Take it out. Take Alabama out. It's just too much of a lightning rod. What's going on right now with Texas? Sark, new guy. They keep picking him to win every year. Kirby keeps beating him. Is off to an interesting start with the rivalry between those 2 programs. Why couldn't this be the starting line for a new rivalry if you threw that one in?
Yeah, I see where you're going. But again, when you're going to try to keep as much traditional 3-game rivalry, Texas is going to get Oklahoma and Texas A&M are guaranteed. And then they do have history with Arkansas. Arkansas has history with nobody outside of the teams from the old Southwest Conference. Nobody gives a damn about Arkansas. Sorry, I'm going to piss off their fan base as well. But it's the truth. You got to try to keep some of the traditional here. And that's where I've always said, when we had this conversation last week, Tennessee and South Carolina were the picks for me outside of Florida and Auburn. Pick one of those 2.
Parker, you're up next. Thank you for calling us here in the locker room.
Hey guys. So I grew up in the Athens area, graduated from UGA in 2014. Look, it's not about whether or not you're scared of wins or losses. You mentioned it's transitioning into an NFL format. This is the one thing that's keeping tradition. No one's scared of Alabama or Texas, but it's the one last grasp of keeping tradition, and it's either Tennessee or South Carolina. Growing up, Tennessee was one of the biggest rivals, but apparently, I guess, before I was born, it was not really a big deal. They have Kentucky, Florida, and Alabama. So I'd be fine with South Carolina. That's been a one-sided rivalry for the past decade or so. But, it's no one's scared of Alabama or any of that. It has nothing to do with matchups. It's about the tradition.
Tradition and geography as well.
That's not what I heard. I heard Kenneth said, I don't want to see him. I want to just play with him. That's what I heard Road Dog say.
1-9 tells you don't want to see him.
Well, yeah.
Last 10 games.
Parker
that was
made it
under
very clear
Saban.
just
I don't care
now
who it's under.
That was an old era. This is a new situation.
So you're 0-1 against Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so is that a problem?
Yes.
All right, so make it a rivalry.
No.
I thought it was a fantastic game. Went down to the final play of the game.
Right, you don't want that.
All right, yeah. Well, let's just see it one
Take South
time.
Carolina. It's close. You can get on a bus and get up there. You don't have to get on a plane. Just take your time. Easy peasy.
I don't know. NFL, I want to see marquee matchups. College football, I want to see marquee matchups. You get an opportunity to change it with the 9-game schedule. Why not change, if you could, one and make a new rivalry is my whole point. Derek, you'll have the final say. Thank you for calling us here in the locker room.
Hey, guys, like Kirby's a traditionalist, so am I. One thing that Dog fans don't like is the color orange. So you got to keep it out of your color wheel. It's got to be Auburn, Tennessee, and Florida.
There you go.
There you go.
All different
like
shades
it.
of orange.
If you're going to old school, there you go.
Well done, Derek.
Those
They'll
are all
have
the
the final
fake
say.
oranges anyway. So
This guy's some.
Y'all throw
Please
green.
don't listen to Hometeam Brandon.
I don't think Buck would like any of my.
I've been drinking way too much of that expensive
you want to
liquor.
throw
not
away
this
the
week.
cocktail party. You want to play Texas, Alabama, and
No, I said Florida.
and Notre Dame.
Auburn, and then the third team.
Just throw it.
I'm just tired of Kentucky. What? Okay, we're geographically
Tired about, dude.
Maybe you
they're
need to go try
geographically
some of that
located.
bourbon.
What is sexy about Georgia and Kentucky?
That was a 13-12 game last year. That was, talk about going down to the wire.
That's
that one
a
went down
bad
to the
game by
wire.
the Dogs. A good game by the Dogs is back and forth with Alabama coming down to the final play.
You get off of it, dude.
That's
It's
what
not
I
happening.
would
Not
rather
happening.
see.
It'll never happen.
I know we don't want to do it yet.